Hello, bonjour, bienvenue and all that good stuff, and welcome back to my channel. Been a while since we had a video, but here I am, I'm alive. Article 13 hasn't destroyed YouTube, glad to see that. I'm sure many of you are, and yes, I'm going to hear the I told you so from certain people like Slim, but that's okay. I'm glad he's right, I just took the option of being cautious. Anyway, as you'll probably notice, this is not transport fever. There's very good reason for that, and I blame it squarely on Grantee. Now, before anyone gets worried, I'm not moving away from transport fever. The new series is coming. Just some final tweaks to be made to the map before I'm ready for that. So I thought in the meantime, we'll try something out. This, of course, is Machinky for those that don't know, which is a bit of a puzzle transport game. Not really sure the best way to describe it. Essentially what we have to do is connect up towns and industries, so that part of it is familiar from our sort of transport fever gaming, but there is more of a puzzle element to it. You do collect tokens rather than standard money, and you use these tokens to further progress. The reason I'm blaming Grantee for this is he's recently been doing some videos. He has covered Mashinky. He also did another game, which the name of it defeats me now. Railway Empire, that's the one, and that I'm hoping to bring to my channel soon as well. I'll get back to Railway Empire, but yes, for now, here we are, Machinky. I've not played this in absolute age. I think there's 2 new eras come out since I last looked at it. So anyway, let's jump into it. So we have some basic things to do. Early steam age, invest coal and wood, and we'll progress to the steam age, which is era 2. And more urgently, transport 50 passengers to any city. So basically, find 2 cities, which could be Nashville, Corpus Christi, which sounds good to me, nice and close, and then we'll work on industry later. Quick note about the map. The settings I've gone for is 512 by 512, the maximum we can have map size. Industry and towns are on low, although they do seem to be bunched quite a bit closer together than I'd like, but hey ho. The reason I've gone for these low settings is, sorry for the interruptions of the buzzing in the background, but the reason I've gone for these low settings is in later eras, as more industries get added into the game, the map can get very crowded very quickly. That I do remember. So anyway, we're going to do some building before we start off. We'll go for the maximum size station straight out. So one at Nashville, where we're going to be heading up there. So we'll build our second one there. And what I like to do, just for expansion purposes, is always bring the track out 3 blocks from the station on the straight and narrow before introducing any curves or signalling, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do in this case is bring it even further. So that is our basic stations and track laid. Next we're going to need a depot so we can get our trains out. And as you see, if you rotate it, it will try and lay it there. I'm not going to allow it to place it just yet though. The reason being, I just want to preempt, because I'm planning for Nashville to be kind of my main hub at a later date, so going to do that, and then place our depot up here. You see it automatically opens that up for me. And what I'm also going to do is that. So all these tracks can be served from that one depot when we need them. Now, strictly speaking, I don't need to build these tracks in yet. And I could probably delete them temporarily, but what the hey, it's not going to cost too much for that at the moment. And what I'm also going to do is bring a likewise track in like that. So now we can bring train in and out from any direction. And also want a signal there which just stops trains from running into things. Because believe me, if you don't have signals on this game, trains will crash into each other and they will explode in a ball of flames and you lose the train. So talking about trains, let's get our first train going. We'll just stick with the basic one at the moment. As you can see, that one is 20 yellow tokens, which we don't have any tokens yet. And I like to use these coaches. They're a bit more expensive. Possibly don't need them just yet. But the trains will very quickly build up. So it's better, in my opinion, to put these on now. Take the extra hit in cash. Get the trains going, and then you haven't got to send it back to the depot in like 6 months or whatever. So here we are, train 1, and then we give it orders. I often forget to click this before clicking on a station, and there we go. Train 1 going to station 1, station 2, and return. So we've hit start button. That locks in those orders, and then all we have to do is press play. And there we go. Train comes out. Now if you click this button here, construction/realistic mode, it'll switch into this view, which aside from all the mud where we've just been building, gives you a much better look at everything. Whereas the other view, this one, is the one that you build in, and as you can see, it makes things a lot more plain, but easier to see for your construction. So there we go. He'll pull in there. Town will generate passengers. Hopefully. Hopefully I've actually built that station close enough. Oh, so it doesn't register that it's in Nashville itself. Oh well. The station is near Nashville. Trust me, game. But why is that station? So it seems that the church is... looks like a church. Whether that's a cathedral. Yeah, so it's a fixed building that the towns actually seem to rotate around. Something for me to watch out for in the future. But anyway, there we go. First train running inside 10 minutes. Not too bad, I guess. So the next thing is that's going to work on that. We do know that we need to get wood on the go. Now we do have some forestry there and there and there. What I'm not seeing, worryingly, there's some lumber there. Yes. Yes. Was hoping to use one depot for everything and get this all running. But that doesn't seem to be an easy option. Unless I was to build all the way up here, all the way through here, to allow those two to work together. Which is doable. We can link into Vegas, Winston-Salem, Hialeah, Orlando, Irving. Yeah. We can do that. It will just extend the game for longer. Which, to be honest, I was hoping to get going quite quick. But anyway, here we go. So building through forestry, as you can see, does cost quite a bit. In this case, we're going to have to take. I think Vegas is going to be a terminus, and we're going to reverse trains out of here. So, stick one platform down now. Do my 3. Let me think. Just doing a bit of advanced planning here. That out to there. Curious. That's how far. If I want to do crossovers for everything. Those in. Like so. Very complicated junction there, but it works for me. It's just future proofing, of course. Not necessarily this point in time, really, but may as well get it in there. So that's going to go into there. And that will give us track into Las Vegas. I realise I've just gone quiet there unnecessarily. Put signals at either end here, and likewise there. What that's going to do is just allow us basically use that as a closed section, so we can have a train come to here, wait while this train comes in and goes back out, and vice versa. So in to buy our second train. And this is quite a bit of a longer run, so I'm just going to put a Pullman car on the back as well. Where's that depot? And those orders in. Start button. What we actually need to do is just stop the train, because what I've built here potentially At the moment, this train's going to go down here, go into this section here, which would clear this section of track, but then that train's going to come down and block. So we'll just hold him there for a moment. As you can see, that's where the puzzle element comes into it, because you've got to be thinking ahead, blocking off your tracks and so on and so forth. And one neat feature we can do while we wait is we can go on board these trains with the 5 camera views, and there is also, we can sit in the coaches. And of course, you can whistle. Wait here until come off that moment, because now that train has entered that block. Start him, and he, as you can see by the red arrows, will pull up to there and wait until he's clear, which would be as soon as this train comes up, passes these signals. So potentially what we're going to end up with is a large dead section here where trains won't be able to empty when we get our 4-track station at Nashville, but that's not going to happen for a while. I just like to plan ahead for these things, simply because I do remember from my playthrough long time ago, if you don't plan ahead, you end up spending a lot of time, money and effort deleting things, moving things, and so on and so forth. Which will still happen because you can't plan for everything. But if you plan for as much as possible now, it just eradicates issues later down the line. So anyway, as you can see, people are people are already building up at the station at Las Vegas, which is good. So now I'm going to look to come to our next one at Winston-Salem. As I say, I'm going to try and build the passenger route all the way through, and then the industries will end up as branches off the main route. So now what we need to do is have a track and go there. One coming like that. And in there. Going to come around like that. That's going to come around like that. And we also need a link in like that. So this is going to give us our 2-track main line eventually up here, and a 2-track going down there, and that will give us our access to all 4 platforms from any direction. Yes, it is a bit convoluted, but it will work. So transport 50 passengers, we've done that, so collect the reward and move on. So for now I'm only going to take our 1 track up. Oops, not mean to start curving. Okay, this is going to take a bit of thinking. Output station. And this is one thing I don't recall how to do, and that's our terraforming. Not in that option. Bulldoze, yes. Lower terrain. Like so. Which is a bit expensive. But I think it's kind of necessary. Now track, and of course I've gone too far. So just move that section and that section, and there we go. You'll see there are different options for the signals here. I'm not too familiar with them myself at the moment, so we'll have a play with them later on. But for now, I'm just going to go with basic signaling to allow us to function. And what I'm going to do is in a second track here, ready at Corpus Christi as a passing loop. And already I can see I haven't left enough room. So remove that signal, remove that, and that in again. The reason I'm taking that back one and deleting it is so we can get signals in here, because what I'm going to do is set these as one ways. There we go. Come in, buy another train. Orders will be to go from this station here up to this one. As I said before, I always forget to click this plus sign. But there we go. We can start him off with that and resume time. Now you can do all this in real time. That's personal preference. When I'm doing something complicated, I do like to pause it so we don't lose too much game time. There we go. Looks like we're going to get a full train on this first run. Already there's people waiting at the station. just going to do is set an order for the train to go via this track, and then I'm going to hold him in that section just until the other one gets down here. Stop him there and remove that, because we don't want the train to come down here later and keep shuffling back and forth. And as I say, we'll just hold him so this one comes out the way. Him. You see, already getting a little complicated there with multiple trains in and out. Interestingly, as you can see, length, it's not shown from here unless we pull it like that. So the length 3.53, that's the entire train, and basically that's just over 3.5 of these blocks. So a vehicle doesn't fit in a set one block, for example. So when building your trains, you do have to bear in mind the station length you're going to try and fit it in, and also length of any sections that you may try and squeeze your train in, so you're not blocking further sections, which is a nice touch. I like how that's been done personally. So now, as you can see, deliver 100 logs in 20 sawmill. That's come about already, and not actually ready for that. Sawmill are way up here. We'll get to that soon. So anyway, coming up to the half-an-hour mark. I don't know what any of your guys' views on these are, whether you've enjoyed it or not. Not sure where that train's going. Very odd. Maybe our via description has confused it, I don't know. What we'll do is we'll let it pull up here, and then I'll reverse it back in there. I think it... There we go. Get him in there. Get him dealt with. When I get additional platforms, we'll have signals at the end of each platform. Deal with the increased traffic. In this mode, that looks like a very slight hill there. Go to this mode and you can see represented as quite a bit more, which I don't know what's going on with the record there. I'll just ignore that in this mode. Yeah, as I say, that's coming up to the half-an-hour mark. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. It's something different from the Transport Fever videos. If you do like it, considering running this series for a bit more, I won't be doing any editing, time-lapsing on videos for this if I do continue. Although I may jump sections. My phone going crazy there. Apologies for that. Yeah, I may go ahead, build the line up a bit further, sort of, so we're ready for the industry and so on and so forth. But yeah, if you'd like to see more, drop it in the comment. Transport Fever is coming, as I say. It's going to be probably an hour long first video, or I may do a shorter one just looking at the map, then a full video after that where we actually work on the map, putting our first stations in and so on and so forth. That's the Manchester area 1-to-1 scale map. Things are going to be as close as I can get them. It's not going to be 100% spot on, both because of buildings and because the towns may not be exactly in the right positions, but we're going to get it as close as we possibly can. As I say, that's coming. First episode should be within a week or so of watching this, all being well. Right, that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.